Hello friends, today I am going to present a new video on the chapter Applications of Biotechnology. This is chapter number 12 of NCRT book. So let's start this chapter. So the content to be covered in this chapter is first biotechnology and applications in agriculture. Second is research area in biotechnology. Third, genetically modified organisms. Fourth is pest resistance plants. Fifth topic we have to cover is gene therapy. Sixth is molecular diagnosis. Seventh is transgenic animals. Eighth is ethical issue. Ninth is biopiracy. So this is the last topic, biopiracy. Then we end this video. This is one short video. I hope you all like. So let's start. Our first topic is biotechnological applications in agriculture. In this we are going to study the various ways in by which we can increase the food production. So there are three options for increasing the food production. First is agrochemical based agriculture, second is organic agriculture, third is genetically engineered crop based agriculture. So there is one also way by which the food production can be increased, that is green revolution. Green revolution has succeeded in tripling the yield of crops due to first improving the crop varieties, second is by use of better management practices, third by use of agrochemicals such as pesticides, insecticides and fertilizers. So our next topic is research areas in biotechnology. In this, we are going to cover the three critical research areas of biotechnology. So the three critical research areas of biotechnologies are: first, providing the best catalyst in the form of improved organism, usually a microbe or pure enzyme. Second is creating the optimal condition through engineering for a catalyst to act, and the third is downstreaming processing technology to purify the protein and organic compounds. So the next topic we are going to cover is genetically modified organisms. Short form is GMO. So the genetically modified plants are useful in many ways. Some of their unique features are: first, they are more tolerant to abiotic stress such as cold, drought, etc. Second, they have reduced dependency on chemical pesticides that are pest resistant crop. Third is they have reduction in post harvest losses, and they increase the efficiency of mineral uses by plant. They enhance the nutritional value of food. Example, you can see the golden rice and sweet potato. And they used to create the tailor-made plants to supply the alternative source to industries in the form of starches, fuels, and pharmaceuticals. Seventh is they help in production of pest resistant plant. Example, bt cotton, bt corn, rice and soybean. So next we are going to study is pest resistant plant. In this we are studying the several nematodes parasites that affect the wide variety of plant and animals including the human beings. So the first nematode is Melanodigine incogenitia that infects the root of tobacco plant and causes a great reduction in yield. A novel strategy was adopted to prevent this infestation, which was based on the process of RNA interference. RNA interference takes place in all eukaryotic organisms as a method of cellular defense. This method involved the splicing of the specific mRNA due to the complementary double-stranded RNA molecule that bind to and prevents the translation of mRNA. The source of the complementary RNA could be from an infection of viruses having the RNA genomes or mobile genetic elements. that replicate through an RNA intermediate. Using the agrobacterium vectors, nematode-specific genes were introduced into the host plant. The introduction of DNA was such that it produced both sense and antisense RNA in the host cell. These two RNA, being complementary to each other, form a double stranded RNA that initiate the RNA interference and thus spliced the specific mRNA of the nematode. The consequence was that the parasite could not survive in the transgenic host expressing specific interfering RNA. The transgenic plant therefore got itself protected from the parasite. So the next topic we are going to study is gene therapy. What is gene therapy? Gene therapy is the collection of methods that allow the correction of gene defects that has been diagnosed in a child or embryo to require a mechanism to switch off a defective gene and to substitute a healthy gene copy. The first clinical gene therapy was given in 1990 to a 4-year-old girl with adenosine deaminase deficiency. This enzyme is crucial for the immune system to function. This disorder is caused due to the deletion of gene for adenosine deaminase. In some children, adenosine deaminase deficiency can be cured by bone marrow transplantation, and in other it can be treated by enzyme replacement therapy, in which functional adenosine deaminase is given to the patient by injection. As the first step towards the gene therapy, lymphocytes from the blood of the patient are grown in the culture outside the body. A functional ADA and cDNA using the retroviral vector is then introduced into these lymphocytes, which are subsequently returned to the patient. However, as these cells are not immortal, the patient requires periodic infusion of such genetically engineered lymphocytes. However, if the gene isolate from the bone marrow cells producing the ADA is introduced into the cell at early embryonic stages, it could be permanent cure. So the next topic is molecular diagnosis. In this, we are going to study the various techniques of diagnosis, that is recombinant DNA technology, polymerase chain reaction, short form is PCR, and the enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, which short form is ELISA, are some of the techniques for the diagnosis. These techniques are because of very low concentration of bacteria or viruses before the appearance of visible symptoms or disease, they can be detected by amplification of the nucleic acid. PCR is now used to detect the HIV in suspected AIDS patients. A probe is a piece of the single-stranded DNA that is tagged with a radioactive molecule, and it is used to find the complementary by the hybridization process. Presence of normal or mutated genes can be detected by this method, molecular diagnosis method. So the next topic is transgenic animals. The transgenic animals are those that had their DNA manipulated to possess and express an extra or foreign gene. Example of transgenic animals are rats, rabbits, pigs, sheep, cow. Reason for the genetically modification of animals are they are for the normal physiological and development. They are modified for the study of diseases. These animals are modified for the biological products, for vaccine safety, for chemical safety testing, etc. So the second last topic of this chapter is ethical issue. In this, the various modification of living organisms are done by humans without the rules and regulation, and some ethical stance cannot be allowed these processes. The modifications and uses of living organisms for the public service have resulted in the problem with the granting of patients for them. Hence, Government of India has set up an organization such as GEACs, which full form is Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, which will make the decision regarding the validity of the GM research and the safety of introducing the genetically modified organisms for the public services. So our last topic is biopiracy. Biopiracy is the term used to refer to the use of bioresources by MNCs and other organizations without proper authorization from the country and people concerned without the compulsory payment. In this first financially rich industrialized nations, but in biodiversity exploit the bioresources and traditional knowledge of developing and underdeveloped poor countries rich in biodiversity. Second is some of the nations are developing laws to prevent such unauthorized exploitation of their bioresources and traditional knowledge. So here we are ended with this chapter. So I hope you all get the general review of the chapter through my presentation. For getting such more amazing presentation, please like, share and subscribe my channel Achiever Studio City. Thank you.